All the meeting in order. If everyone could please stand for the pledge. Call for approval of the agenda. I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda. Second, all in favor? The approval of the agenda has passed. Approval of the minutes. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 29th regular meeting. I have a second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Approval of the minutes has passed. Jeff, you got an email vote?
Thank you, John. On Saturday, July 18th, 2026, the board unanimously approved to vote by email to allow John Latham, President of the Ocean Pines Board of Directors, to make a statement at the Worcester County Commissioners meeting on behalf of the entire board to take a position of opposition in case 453, requesting a density increase rezoning request on the 14.7 acre property just west of the North Gate. And it was unanimously approved.
Thank you, Jeff. President's remarks. Good evening and welcome to the July Ocean Pines Board of Directors meeting. We again appreciate everyone coming out this evening to join us this evening. Jeff just mentioned this, but I'll kind of hit it quickly. As you may know, the Board of Directors was opposed to the recent applicant requesting the change from R2 to R3 on the property outside of our North Gate. We attended and spoke on behalf of the Ocean Pines Association that we are opposed to the change for several reasons. Additional traffic, water, wastewater, emergency service were just a few of the recurring themes from our community. We are very happy to announce that the association was successful in having the applicant withdraw their application. So the property at this point will remain as R2. I'd like to acknowledge the work of homeowners Ashley and Brian Mostek. Their home backs up to the property, so they would be directly affected by the change. In a relatively short time, I think it was less than a week or so, and I had multiple conversations with Ashley. She and some others created an electronic petition that was circulated throughout social media and was successful in getting about 900 or so signatures on that in a very short period of time. Brian also gave testimony at the hearing also, which was equally impactful. That just kind of goes to show what the community can do when we all pull together. And that was just great work in a short period of time. And I know if we ever have to do a referendum in the future, I know who to call on in this community to help. I'd also like to thank County Commissioners Joe Matrasic and Eric Fiore for asking the qualifying questions to the applicant. Their line of questioning certainly helped to cast doubt on the process that was followed by the developer. It most definitely helped our case, and wanted to highlight those two commissioners that do not directly impact Ocean Pines, but they stood up for us, and we're very, very appreciative of that. So moving on, there's still a few days to cast your ballots, so please get out. Make sure you get your ballot up, sent in. I think it's August 5th. August 5th, so make sure you get them out. It's important to vote in the community. Two quick updates. Pat, I'll ask you to talk about the grant work group.
Thank you, John. Yeah, so the work group that we have assembled for, and this is a mouthful, the Chesapeake Bay Trust Community Engagement and Restoration Mini Grant Opportunity. They need a shorter title. The team, the leader of the team, Connie Corbett, and I met with John and his staff this morning to give them an update. The team has come up with 6 projects for consideration. One of those has 2 candidate locations where they would be implemented. We have suggested deferring 2 of those projects to future dates. And then one of them is actually going to be incorporated with the rest of the projects that we've come up with. The team developed a rubric to evaluate the candidates, and there's one clear leading contender. I'm going to hold off on describing that until we meet with the team. The team meets tomorrow night to sort of finalize that. So we'll be presenting more information next time. But it was a good, methodical, defendable process that the team went through to evaluate and choose the leading candidates. As I mentioned, we talked with John and staff this morning, had a very good conversation. We got interim approval to proceed to detail that project. And we got some really good guidance from John, and we're going to have what I feel is going to be a really good partnership with operations and the team to implement this. As I mentioned, we're going to discuss this with the team tomorrow. Next steps are we need to put together a detailed project plan, project description, and a financial plan. We're going to meet with the Chesapeake Bay Trust probably later this week to sort of get a feel from them how this stacks up with what they're looking for. In about 2 weeks or so, we'll get final approval from John after we got all the detailed planning done, and then submit the application hopefully by September 1st. Then there's about a 6 to 8 week process that they go through before they'll notify us. So that's where we are. Team's doing a great job.
Thank you. And Jeff, before we moved on, I think I missed Elaine had a question regarding.
Yes, I just wanted to add to the property that you were talking about. One of the things that we found out in the process is that the notifications that normally happen to anybody who's within 1 mile of the any changes does not apply to Ocean Pines because we're not a municipality. And so there were a lot of people who would be affected with this that didn't even know it was going to happen. We were just really so lucky that family, kind of let us know about it. So I think our next step, just for everybody to know, is that we'll probably go down to the county, ask them to change their notifications to people who are nearby, some property that is going to maybe not enhance their community. So we don't know if it'll happen, but we will try because we were just lucky in this one for sure.
Thank you, Elaine. Jeff, election update.
Thank you, John. Like you mentioned, the election is ending in just over 1 week, next Wednesday at noon. So if you haven't voted, it's coming down to the end. Please, please, please get your vote in. With that said, I want to put a plug in for our annual meeting, which is that Saturday following the end of election on August the 8th at the community center. Please come in person or you can dial in. The election committee has had very few reports of members not receiving their ballots. It's been really a process that's gone very smoothly. I can say though, 100% of the time when we've had an issue, it's been contributable to no valid physical or email address on file. So 100% of the time. And that member says, well, can't you just change it for me and mail me a new ballot? No, we can't do that. We are not allowed, the election committee is not allowed to change that. They have to do it themselves. And the last thing I want to say is I think it's worth mentioning that the candidates' adherence to our bylaws and ARC guidelines has been commendable. So thank you.
No, thank you. Couple events taking place in the community as we move on. Fall Flea Market at the White Horse Park, September 12th. Ocean Pines Craft Fair at the Community Center, August 1st. Bus trip to Orioles and Red Sox, September 6th. Departs from Community Center. National Night Out for Ocean Pines Police Department, all police departments, August 4th at White Horse Park, 5 to 7. Lots going on at the Ocean Pines racket sports lessons, camps, tournaments. Go check those folks out as well. So that's all I have. So thank you for that. And we will move on to the general manager's report.
Thank you, John. Good evening, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's going to be a good night. Okay, so let's get the first slide up there, please, Keith. As we start off with the celebration from the 4th of July, the fireworks, I have to say we received numerous emails and feedback. Everybody was positive. Everybody recognized that it was enhanced. Credit to the teams, the entire team, but especially Rec and Parks, Police, Public Works, but everybody. I'm very happy, and hopefully we can deliver even more enhancement next year. But a great job. All right, so this is what we're going to talk about tonight, the initiatives. I'll take you through the initiatives. Linda's going to take you through maintenance and much of the operations. Justin Hartshorn's here with us tonight. We are going to be going forward with irrigation and a mower/tractor, and compliments to Justin that he comes in to assist with any feedback or anything. And of course, Keith, and I already see as far as audio, video, and I think about where we were 8, 9, 10 years ago, and what Keith and his team have done for this. So let's get through the night before I say that, but let's go. Well done, well done. I know how it was 10 years ago. Okay, so let's turn the page. So we're gonna start with the Beach Club. I always start with the firehouse, but we'll do a little something different. So on the Beach Club, there are pictures on the side here, right on cue. Touch Italy showed up, but so we have two of the pictures. We have many drawings. Again, we're at the high level, but this is pretty much what we're going to be going forward, and I will be going forward asking permission to start tonight from the board on demolition. But if you just go back one, Linda, please. So that they are there. So if you look at the top one, where it says the Beach Club, you're looking east from the parking lot. That white area will be the elevator. We have some other pictures that will show you where you can see the doors and everything. And I'll let Touchily talk to you about when you get upstairs. But that's the elevator. The bottom picture to me is the money shot. That would be looking west, with your back to the water. And in the big picture here really shows it. But the top deck will be somewhere where you come out from the new restaurant, which is the upstairs that we do not utilize. And Touch Italy talk to you more about that if you want. The downstairs will be refurbished, new kitchen, new restaurant, and the deck is enhanced all the way out to what I call the old boardwalk, which really wasn't utilized. So the same distance out, but a lot more deck. The top will be surrounded with the glass for the wind, and then the rest would be you see that the black rope with the white. So it's going to be pretty. It's going to be really nice. All right. So what do I have here? So we talk about deferred maintenance and a lot of the emails we've received, and we have been saying that we're going to work on the Beach Club. And I know the board a couple of years ago told me to focus on it. Well, we have, and we're starting tonight. So I've chunked out the deferred maintenance that we need to do for this Beach Club. And that's what it's going to be. I'll call it stages or chunking out. So the first is obviously we need the demo. We need to demo the outside, the decks, all will come down. And I'm sure there's many people clamoring for new decks, and we have that in the plans. The inside will have to be demoed because Touch Italy is going to be putting in some new kitchens. We're going to have to reinforce the floors. As mentioned from the beginning with the contract, we are about the structure. They are about the kitchens and everything inside. So we believe with all the material, the kitchen, the stoves and all that we will have to reinforce the floors. So that will be, the demo will be chunked out or stage 1. Stage 2, we're going to have to replace the pilings. Underneath all that decking are many piles, north of 100 pilings. And we're getting the diagrams on it now, but they will have to be replaced. That'll be part of phase 2. And again, this is replacement. This is maintenance. And then the deck and glass railing, which I talked about, we will put that in. For stage 3, again, chunked out, we're going to replace the doors upstairs. I've talked about that before, as well as the windows. We believe that we're going to have to redo the plumbing and electrical after 50 years. And definitely needs to be done. Replace the windows and then the siding on the building. It'll give it a new look, but it'll still be the same iconic building. I've seen some of the material for it. We'll bring it in at a later time. I think you'll all be happy with it. And then stage 4, install an elevator. As you know, we've been grandfathered, but now with the upstairs and the work we're doing, we need to be ADA compliant, and it'll certainly help with the upstairs floor, and especially for everybody. Okay? Any questions?
Hey, John, Rick has a question.
Hey, thanks, John, for really laying this out in layman's terms for our membership to understand how we're going to move forward for this process. And I just want to say that this has, from the beginning, it is really amazing of the partnership that we have between the association and Touch of Italy and the vision that they have for our amenity and the investment that they'll be putting forward. And I really think that our association membership really needs to understand what type of investment is going through. This is our property, Ocean Pines property, and it's something to be enjoyed by all our members and even folks that don't belong to Ocean Pines to really enjoy. And I really think it's wonderful. And I really think people really need to appreciate that relationship that we have and what Touch of Italy in partnership with OPA has and the vision that they have in moving forward and enhancing this amenity that's been iconic for many, many years since the beginning. And being able to have that investment and partnership is something that we really need to understand and accept and appreciate. And I say this because I see a lot of things out there on social media and people questioning and this and that and the other. But if you really need to know and understand the backstory of this type of investment and partnership that we have together, and we've never had that before, and this is going to be something that's going to be iconic moving forward, and it's something that everybody's going to be able to enjoy into the future. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Rick. Stuart?
Yeah, I just want to echo Rick and his statement, but I had a question for John. Anticipated start to finish. Where do you
Yes,
think we're going to
anticipated
be?
start to finish. So we plan on, Labor Day. We're working on it now. We're trying to get the permits. I'll be coming forward for permission on several stages. So let's say we start right after Labor Day, or we start right after Labor Day. And I'll let Touch Italy also. We're striving for to be done by Memorial Day. If something happens or it's taking longer, just like what happened with the firehouse, something comes up, we believe we'll have the downstairs ready. But we'll address that when the time comes. Right now, both Touch Italy and I are striving for Memorial Day.
Thank you, John.
But it is a big undertaking.
And I'll just add something to what Rick said, and we've been saying this kind of all along, is that the partnership that we have with Touch of Italy is wonderful. And we, in our reserve study, we were slated to spend a lot of money, and we are going to spend a lot of money. But having to do this with a partner is certainly been a huge benefit to our community. That amenity at upstairs, I don't even know when the last time someone used that upstairs. It's just beautiful up there. So personally, I'm excited to see that, and I know many other people are, but we have a great partner again that's going to walk down the aisle with us, as we make these improvements. We're building something here. It's going to be there for a long time. So just wanted to add to that.
Thank you, everybody. So this was all planned. We were going to do this. Obviously, we would not have done a kitchen. At most, maybe upstairs, we would have liked to have had a bar. As the board members are all jumping in, certainly having a Touch of Italy as a partner has given us the ability to put a top-rated restaurant upstairs. Firehouse. I know I call it green. I know I say we're on track, but let me just explain that since it has been a couple of months. I have spoken about or talked to everybody about what we uncovered and what we had to do. And in addition, we had to change architects. With that said, we're hoping for the permits next week. There were some changes that had to be made. The contractor has committed to getting back to us over the next couple of days, at most next week before the permits. So I'm still going to say it's green because I still believe we're going to have the same terrific firehouse as we planned. And once we get that shovel in the ground and we are going for the permits for the foundation and the utilities and all that stuff, we believe 60 weeks. Good. We're getting the bobblehead from Joe, and I could tell you it's been a real good working experience. A lot happened even the last couple of months, and the team, we talk about a team, the team has really doing what it takes, and we have a good contract. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about it. So, you know, we're still green. I've explained why. We are reviewing the final plans. I know the fire department just gave several items to us, which we're already looking at with the contractor. And like I mentioned, submitted the foundation underground permit to the county. Eddie is shepherding that through with the county. The county's been terrific. Next steps, as I mentioned, meet with the contractor. He's already working on it. Hopefully we receive the permits and then the work begins. So if anybody forgets, that's your firehouse. Front page. Ocean Pines Volunteer Fire Department apparatus. So, you know, there was something, the situation happened. I guess it was July 11th. I know I received a phone call. However, that piece of equipment was scheduled to be replaced in 27, 28. So I'm just coming forward. I tried to see what we've done in the past, but I'll do whatever it takes. The total replacement cost is $372,000. I don't think that's changed from when we talked. The new ambulance is $436,000. I believe they have something. I'm just going to look to Joe. It's still the same from when we met. And we're hoping for $64,000 in insurance. 436 minus 64 is the 372. That's pretty much in line what we had in the reserve in the DMA study. So I don't know the date on that. Maybe Joe can tell us, but that's up to them. I know they're working on it. It is a big number. So we're just going forward to let the board and everybody know.
Yes. There we go. It was green when I walked up here. Don't judge me. Watch you. So yes, unfortunately there was an accident involving the medic unit while transporting to Salisbury. Based off of a number of factors as far as the age of the unit, the damage done to the unit, we all felt like it was the best idea to just move ahead that replacement date from 2027 to now. We have been able to work with a local Maryland vendor called Fesco. They're based out of the Baltimore area. They actually have a unit in stock right now. It's what's considered a demo unit. They take it around to different trade shows and things like that. It's a little bit different than what we would normally set it up, but it's going to work for the needs that we have. And so we're going to be able to take delivery on that within about 45 days. So we currently still have 2 medic units in service. And then if we have a third simultaneous incident, we are bringing in help either from Berlin or Shell. And then if we have an issue in the next 45 days, we've already spoken with the Ocean City Fire Department and Berlin Fire Department, and they're willing to lend us a unit if one of the 2 primary units goes out of service. So we have a plan. We appreciate the support. Well, we have the funding for it, and we're just going to kind of move forward with it as we go.
Stuart?
Joe, I had a question.
Yes, sir.
Was the ambulance totaled?
Not technically totaled because of the type of insurance that we have on it. We have an agreed upon value insurance. And to get to the total value or the total side of it, it needs to be a 65% damage. There was $66,000 worth of damage done to it, primarily all front end damage, replacing a subframe and things like that. And the board of directors of the department consulted with our engineers and felt that investing $66,000 worth of repairs into a unit that only had about a year left of useful life wasn't the best investment for the community. And considering when these units go to the end of life stage, essentially, we may be lucky to get maybe $5,000 or $10,000 off of a selling it to another department or scrapping it. This was actually going to benefit us in the long run to instead of investing that money into repairing it, just using those funds to go towards a new unit, and then we're going to scrap the current unit and get whatever money we can from the scrap process.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I just want to say, Steve and I, you know, credit to the fire department, everything. They sat down with us. We went through all that. And we appreciate that kind of teamwork with Steve and myself with that. And that's pretty much the number that was in the DMA study.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, turn page. Okay, so we're going to talk about golf. I'm going to start off, and then Justin is here and is going to talk to you about a big part of our capital. So one of the areas of the golf course is the cart paths, and the cart paths did have cuts from the irrigation system, and there were areas that needed to be replaced. So We had it in the budget. The number actually came out to pretty much for the 3 stages of what was in the budget. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we've signed off on it. The areas have been marked. So if you're a golfer, rest assured, all those areas will be fixed in the next couple of months. We did receive bids for it. And then, like I mentioned, it's all within the budget. The areas will be the maintenance parking. I mentioned 3 areas, the irrigation cuts, and then the cart path to general maintenance. Before I hand off to Justin, I just want to say, and I've talked about this and Linda has talked about it, we did set up a golf discussion group. We reached out to about 10, 12 people, very constructive, very, very professional. We have received constructive feedback, which we have implemented. We have explained a lot to them, and there have been a lot of positive results. We just had another meeting on it, and we will bring in other golfers to get feedback. But I have to say, and it's been a pleasure. I know Justin's there, Matt, John O'Connor from our team, Steve. It's been really good, and one of the reasons why golf is doing well. So with that, I'm going to mention that we're going forward today for approval of phase 3 of the irrigation project. Justin will tell you more about that part. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, John. Yeah, so we're looking at heading into phase 3 of the irrigation, which would include holes 11, 15, 16, and 17 as we work further into the back 9 there. Yep, so now very, very exciting to keep that project moving forward. Working with the contractor through the first phases has been terrific, and the work has been very well done, and we're very pleased with what has been installed so far. So very exciting to continue moving with the replacement.
We just added to that, the management of it and what Justin has done is a lot of planning and how we've approached this whole thing. Credit to him and his team. Okay, turn the page. All right, so Linda, turn the page. Linda's going to take you.
Okay, Bocce, the leaderboard was installed June 5th. There is a little logo that's supposed to go on the top there. It was designed wrong, so we're just waiting that from AdArt. Total was 3,200. Sponsorship signs were received and installed on July 6th.
Linda, I think you can do a couple more. So with Linda, while you're on the signs, could you just give us an update on the swimming rackets on? Yeah, oh, you got it. Okay. Next. Oh, yes, I wanted this slide. Yacht Club. So if you don't know about it, hopefully this helps to get it out there. Touch of Italy has opened a bottle shop. They opened it on July 4th. As stated by me several times, the interior, the food and beverage facilities are leased to Touch of Italy. They pay us a lease. They pay us money to do what they do in there. Obviously, they need ways to make money to pay us the lease. The lease basically pays for our expenses. It's the first time since I can remember that at minimum we break even. We happen to make more money, and we made more money last year for the first time because we do get a percentage of sales. It may not be liquor, this may be liquor, but they need to have ways to pay for the lease. They're not going to just sit in there and pay us a lease without it. So there were some questions on that. I was just amazed at some of the stuff that people sent me that someone was saying. So we do make money on it. They're leasing it. The marina office is upstairs. We switched some square footage, and whatever was being sold in there, we were going to do anyway. It's sold now out in the building on the dock, which was planned for anyway. Okay, so then there was also, and it was me that said, they are looking at putting it, they being Touch Italy, tables in there to be a chef's table. And maybe they do when they decide to do it or whatever time of the year. They will still have the chef's table somewhere in that building like they have done to bring in more revenue, which, by the way, we get a nice percentage of. So I just want to make that clear. I cannot believe what I'm hearing on it. So if anybody does have questions, please info@oceanpines.org. Yeah, I did want to do that one. Thank you, Linda.
Hey, John, just a question. Can you just clarify? Because I think one of the questions is the liquor rev share. We don't participate in that because we can't participate in that.
We follow the rules of Maryland, correct?
That's
Everything is
right.
part of the contract. And let me just say, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I did mention we break even with just the lease payment, or pretty much that covers our expenses. When I look at the money, the percentage of the money we got of the revenue of, as John mentioned, of the food or whatever, I think it's about north of $150,000 or $175,000. You made that in addition to covering all your expenses. The year before, I heard from certain board members, I heard from committees that it was fantastic, and that's fine. And that's their opinion, and they have the right to it. If I take that as a benchmark, that year we lost over $100,000, and we all felt that was a good year. So now we're making over 150,000. So, you use that as a benchmark, and it was a good year even before. I'm not going to say it wasn't. I'm just comparing it to something and answering the question of somebody out there saying that nobody's making any money off this.
John, Rick has a question.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to say, I had an opportunity to go into the bottle shop last weekend, and it's very convenient as a homeowner here. And it's convenient. It's just right around the corner. The prices are on par with everywhere else, and some even lower. So I do appreciate that, the convenience of that, and I really appreciate this concept that came to fruition and what it's doing, and just another amenity, if you will, to Ocean Pines, adding to the experience of our community. So I do thank Touch of Italy for that, for bringing that on board and enhancing the amenity that they have right now. So I do appreciate that.
So, and John, I'm sorry, and knowing Bobby, and again, he's here, and talking with Bobby and Rick, it's not just a liquor shop. They have other plans. I know Bobby. He's selling bourbon. He's talking about other things, which you will see in the chef's table, but that's for them to talk about. It's their thunder. And that's all part of it. And credit to them.
Second. Go ahead, Stuart.
I just wanted to make a comment, John. The revenue that's made at the non-liquor sales from the yacht club, beach club, and clubhouse, from losing the money we lost because of the situation we had before to making about 150,000. The money that the association makes, I just want to make sure people understand, this goes back to keeping our assessments reasonable and low. And it's important that our amenities do well, because without that, we all would be paying more. Golf, food and beverage, all of the stuff goes to helping all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, and let me, and thank you, Stuart, that's spot on. Let me just add on that. It's reinvested into those amenities for the deferred maintenance and what we're doing. And Stuart's right, by doing that, it is helping the assessment, but I just want to make sure we're reinvesting it to take care of the deferred maintenance and everything. But, good to point that out, Stuart. Thank you.
Jeff, I had a question.
No question. I just want to make a comment, piggyback on what Rick said. I had the opportunity to go in the bottle shop and sip. And Rick, I'm so impressed with how that place is curated in such a small space. The brands that you brought in there to represent just about everybody's taste were picked out very nice.
Thank you. Anything else? Go ahead, John.
I'm going to take this one too, Linda. So the Tiki Kitchen, we all know about the Tiki Kitchen by now. It's the same concept we were talking about with the beach club. We built the structure. They're leasing it. They put the kitchen inside. There was a gentleman that came to see me on the firehouse or whatever. He's in the business of contracting and everything. And when he saw the delays, he was asking, and he was very constructive. He happened to go in there while they were building it. He was is so impressed on the inside kitchen. And so am I. I did work in a kitchen in another life, of what Touch of Italy's done in there. And it enhances, and that's a word I love using, everybody else is, the quality of the food, the heat, the warmth of the food. So anyway, credit to them. Look, the yacht club, there was in the beginning, in the front there, we didn't get to clean up where the grease traps were, whatever. Everybody pointed that out to me every Friday and Saturday night, but it is done. I appreciate them pointing it out to me. I missed it, but it is done as soon as we got the people up there. And we probably will do more there in the winter. But I'll talk more to the association or work groups and the board on what maybe we can do there. Okay? And that's what we did there with the landscape. Thank you, Linda, for letting me jump.
Monica has a comment.
I just want to comment that I've had several people in the last 2 weeks come up and say, I ordered French fries. And they came out hot. Whatever I wanted, because it was coming from the tiki bar kitchen.
Right.
So it has been a good amenity increase for us and our
Absolutely.
association.
Right,
So
and they
kudos.
partners, yeah, and point to
Just
that,
to touch it, let
apparently
Rick
he's in the
and
room,
stuff.
yeah, is he in the room? I didn't notice. Yeah, I mean, look, the kitchen, he realized that, was he there? He realized that kitchen to do everything, and look, let him talk about it. And credit. Yeah, Linda.
Okay, grounds maintenance. This came through info a few months ago. Public Works was still working on the debris pickup and couldn't get to the walking trails. So they finally did clear the walking trails starting July 13th. As of today, it's still a work in progress because we're going back to find out that owners are throwing branches back onto the trails. So we are trying to keep it up. We're hoping that the homeowners will stop doing so because it's actually blocking that ditch in the back there as well. So please stop doing that if you can.
I have a question.
Yeah, I just want to share, a friend of mine who walks the trails, unsolicited feedback yesterday said, thank you for clearing her trail. She's on the south side, Foothill, I guess it's over the one
Footbridge.
near
Footbridge.
Foothill, Footbridge. So good on you. Thanks.
Okay, Public Works Yard, yard to remain closed the remainder of summer. We did put, press release out on this. It is unsafe. Public Works Director is still saying it's unsafe. There's still loose soil from the firehouse site, dirt pile from the debris pickup, dredge material, and pieces of dock remain in the yard. We are telling people that they can contact Public Works at any time. They will pick up. So this is actually a benefit to you. You don't have to bring it to the yard. We will pick it up by just calling Public Works at 410-641-7425.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. And this is what John was referring to. Swim and Racket Club. The sign was supposed to be here the first week of July. There was a staffing issue at the sign company. So we're still working on getting that. I was told last week it would be this week. I was hoping to be today and we can actually show an actual picture of the sign. Public Works is on standby. As soon as the sign comes in, they will be installing it. So we are hoping that it's sometime this week. So we're all looking forward to that. Mailboxes. This actually came in through social media. Someone said, what's going on with the mailboxes? Nothing's been done with the mailboxes. We had Cannon Drive. Cannon Drive was part of last year's in the budget. We have the mailboxes. We're waiting to confer with the postmaster. And as soon as we get a date, we're expecting sometime this fall, they will be put in. So that will be the paving as well. There's no money allocated for mailbox maintenance in the budget, and repairs to mailboxes will be made in-house as needed. And no replacements are in this current budget.
So, and we did receive something on the mailbox. So we don't have a reserve for mailboxes. And and when I first took this job, it was my belief and others that the post office owned those mailboxes. We have taken it over. We have replaced many. We have maintained many. And that all has come out of an operational budget, one that really hasn't increased. And if anything has decreased since 2013. And we've covered that. So we do have a review and they grade all the mailboxes. The Cannon, we have them, like Linda said, probably not going to be installed into the fall. We fell behind, obviously, with the snow and everything. But that's what we will be doing this year, as Linda mentioned.
Next, we want to talk about our website redesign. We have a process in place where we're working with our current vendor, North Star, to replace our existing Ocean Pines website. Those of you who've used it in the last few years know it's gotten a little cumbersome because it's about 8 years old now, and there's a lot of data in there that's outdated, and the search feature is not as strong or robust as we would like it to be. So we're working with their design team to redesign it now. We're in the process of working through picking our final design over the next month or so. And then we'll start working with all our departments and amenities and all our partners to redesign the website to make it more user-friendly and functional. We are looking at having this completed toward the end of this year, and that's our goal. And our big overall mission for this is to make it, nice and attractive, but functional. We want it to be very functional for all of our members.
Okay, CPI violations for June, 43 new violations, 68 have been closed out, 121 remain open, mostly majority in maintenance. So we are wrapping up on the grass and the maintenance and trash and debris. 41 of the 120 violations are still illegal. 3 were complied out since last month. So we're dwindling down on the legal violations. Work orders for June, 117 work orders, 69 closed out, 243 remain open. We do have the majority in drainage. We are still trying to work with the contractor to resolve some of these. Public Works is going to go out as well and see if there's anything that they can do in-house.
Hang on a second, Linda. Questions, Stu?
Yeah, I think this question is more directed towards John or Linda. Any updates on the cell tower?
That's my thing.
So, yeah, I mean, we thought this was going to come up. So the cell tower is still, they said a year, I think is somewhere around October, November. Justin has been working with them, a lot of site work and everything. The emails that I'm seeing and reading in Linda, it sounds like it's on track for that date. I'm just going to look over at Justin because I know he's been dealing with them. Anything that you've noticed?
Yeah, there has still been some site work going on, so I know they're still looking at the site, prepping some things as we move forward with that, but it is still very much in the works as far as I have seen.
So Stuart, we're hoping somewhere around October, November. If we hear anything different, we'll certainly update. Yeah, they'll tell the
Thank you,
board.
thank you.
Yep, no, good question. Okay, we're on. So I think Linda, financials. Yeah. All right. All right, so we're at financials. I think we missed something. Bottom right. You know the drill. Joe Reynolds told me, John, just go bottom right. Thank you, and that's our treasurer. Thank you very much, Monica. And she's right, and Joe was right. This is what you all want to see, and then this is where I should start, or we should start. Bottom right, this is for the month. You go all the way over budget. So we're favorable to budget for 46,000 for the month. If you look at that, what I try to break down, if you are someone, and I know the board looks at it, hopefully everybody else is, where is that coming from? So when you look at the month, revenues were over budget by about $28,000. And I'm going off the controller's report, but it's up there to some rounding numbers or whatever. Expenses were under budget by around 18,000. I always like to see that revenue is coming in, I call it organic or whatever, and it's favorable. And when I went back to June, especially when I went back to May was unfavorable. There was a lot of rain. Everybody else on the Eastern Shore, Memorial Day, it was a rough one. So it did affect us with the revenue like everybody else, but it's coming back. Just like we said, we're seeing it's coming back. How much comes back by the end, we'll see. But it is coming back, and I think we're definitely going to be okay for the year. So 46,000 favorable. You look at the golf is unfavorable. It's kind of opposite, but we did have a very aggressive budget, more aggressive than whatever. But when you look at last year, we're pretty much on track, and last year was a very good year. So I'm still saying golf is a win with everything going on. Memorial Day did hurt them a lot. Otherwise, we would have been pretty much there. Some of that unfavorability is with the weather and everything else, and working with the golf group. We did invest another $30,000 in maintenance, and well-deserved, and credit to the gentleman next to me on what he did with it and how this golf course is looking. So we saw an opportunity, and we took it, and I think it's working out. Okay. Year to date, we're still favorable, 37,000. Bottom right, You can see the golf, but again, it's kind of equaling out. A lot of that is money that we're putting into the course, and rightfully so. I got to say the marinas, and shout out for that. They did get hit with the weather, especially on Memorial Day. But I guess pent up demand, whatever, they're coming, and a lot of boats are coming. I'm hearing some big boats, and big boats have obviously more gas. The food and beverage is a little bit, but they're coming back. I do believe this, especially this last weekend, but again, I would leave that to them. It looked like they had very good weekends. I know I was there and it was pretty neat. Okay. Sure.
John, where are we with the police department? I know, we have some numbers there and what
Yeah.
can you tell
No,
us
and you're
about
right.
that?
And I should have talked. So the police department, and I saw Joe was here, and Joe is the acting chief for us. And I'm proud that Joe and also LT and Vicky and everybody in that department has stepped up. I think we have, what, 8, Joe? 8, 9, 8. So we have 8 out of 16. They're doing the heavy lifting. They did it during the 4th of July and everything else, and apparently been doing it for a while. Joe has mentioned to me, he believes he has, and I'll let him if he wants to jump up. He has a couple in the pipeline that he believes he's going to be able to build the team. In the meantime, the 8 are doing an excellent job and compliment, and I want to thank to the sheriff, the deputy sheriff, the support that they're giving me and to Ocean Pines. Joe.
So we have a young man in the academy right now. He'll be out in December. And we have a older gentleman that retired from Ohio after 30 years, and he will be going into the comparative compliance academy in October. He'll be out at the end of November.
So you have a
We're
few in the
fine.
pipeline. Yeah.
Ma'am.
And Joe, between Joe, LT, and the rest of and they have a lot of experience in Ocean Pines, and it's certainly helping us out. Definitely helps me out. Thank you, Joe. All right, so this is our reserves. This is our balance sheet. This is very important. The numbers are pretty much what we've been talking about, what we've been forecasting. The numbers for 4/30/26. We did the audit report is out on the website. The electronic copies there, the hard copies are in transit, probably get them Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday. I do believe we sent the electronic copy to the board. It is on the website if anybody wants to see it. And if you do have any questions, please email info@oceanpines.org, or myself and Stephen will definitely answer them for you. But you can see the 4/30/26 is pretty much what we've been forecasting. The 4.4 for general replacement, maybe a little favorable. We have $6 million, all in line with the DMA study. And that's the projection at 6/30/26, but obviously a lot of the spend has not taken place for this year yet. Okay? Any questions on that? It's a big schedule. All right.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Linda. Monica, Treasurer's Report.
Thanks, John. So June 30th, the association had approximately $17.9 million in cash. Cash increased $2 million from the same time period last year. Cash increased $0.1 million from May of 2026. We have $11.6 million invested in CDARS. We accrued 53 million in
53,000.
thousand interest income. I was trying to make the books look better. 53,000. I mean, 53,000. And the remaining 6.3 million is insured sweep accounts, treasury bills, money markets, and other operating accounts diversified between 2 local banks.
Thank you, Monica. We'll move on to public comments. Members wishing to make comments, state their name and address. Time limits 5 minutes. Please step forward.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Donna McElroy. I live at 6 White Sail Circle. I have owned property in Ocean Pines for more than 26 years, and I have been a totally full-time resident here for more than 9 years. This is going to be an opportunity for me to say kudos to the board and to other members of our community that are here this evening. In no particular order, I'm going to start with Linda Martin and her staff, who are really diligent about responding to info questions online, and I continue to encourage people to do that. The second would be, Monica, I'm going to follow up with your statements about the grill outside. And Bob, I also want to say, not only are the French fries crispy and hot, but the shrimp is delicious. Okay. John, I want to thank you for attending the zoning meeting. I do think that you made a great impact on the board, and we're also happy that that did not pass. Also, John, prior to COVID, one of my sons actually got married at the beach club, and we actually utilized not only the downstairs for the cocktails, but the second floor for the dinner and all of the refreshments, and it was wonderful. So I'm really looking forward to that. And Pat, I think I heard you mention something about maybe a team or something working with the Assateague Trust Foundation. And I'm not sure what that entails, but I would like to remind you that the Marine Activity Advisory Committee has many members who actively involve themselves with the Assateague Trust and many of the other marine organizations in the community. So I encourage you to think about reaching out. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Anyone else to make public comments, please come forward. Monica.
Monica Rakowski, 34 Cannon Drive. I just cannot stress enough for people, if you want information about what's going on, please reach out to info@oceanpines.org. They have all the information, all the facts, and everything you need to know. Stop relying on social media, Instagram, and all those things. Go to the source, info@oceanpines.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Any additional questions? Seeing none, we'll close the floor for public comments. Thank you. We'll move on to capital requests. John, this time I'll let you read them out.
Okay, the first one, hopefully I'm in sync with what goes up on that board. Oh, it's not going to go on the board, she's telling me. All right, so capital request, irrigation replacement phase 3. Requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $925,000 for what Justin talked about before for the Irrigation Services, Inc. Phase 3.
Thank you, John. So I have a motion to approve the capital request of $925,000 for irrigation phase 3 replacement. Second, any discussion? Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, John. Justin, you gave me the answer to this, but I just want to point it out is, we spent a lot of money, and while the next phase is contingent on what we've done in the past or what we're going to do in the future, my question was, how's it performing? You told us what your objectives were, and you answered my question is, you said it's performing extremely well, and that's good to hear.
Any further discussion? Stuart.
John, didn't we approve all 3 phases of these? Do we have to approve them individually now? I don't remember.
You've been, yeah, because it's $1 million, under $1 million, we had to chunk it out.
Okay.
4 phases.
So this is the third one. So
Third one.
just want to make another comment to Justin. My son and I played 9 holes. Well, we call it golf because it's golf balls on a golf course with clubs. I didn't make too many divots. The place looked beautiful. I only lost 3 balls. If you find one with a paw print on it, it's mine.
Yeah.
Any additional discussion? Seeing no further discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you. Next.
Okay, we got more. Triplex mower, requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $56,258 for turf equipment for the golf course. They were the lowest bidder.
Have a motion to approve the capital request of $56,258 for mower replacement. Second? Any discussion?
Just one question. Have we purchased from this company before? Do we have experience with them?
Yes, this turf equipment actually is Toro. So we actually have probably half our fleet is roughly
Okay.
Toro equipment, and our
Okay.
irrigation heads going in the ground are actually from Toro right now.
Okay,
So,
great.
yep,
great.
so we have a lot of experience with this company.
Reliable and,
Mhm.
and, a good partner
Yep.
for
Yeah,
some time.
we have great service and great contacts with them. Yep, they've been a very reliable company.
Great, thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Any opposition? Seeing none, that motion passes. Next.
Okay, so I had mentioned earlier about the Beach Club exterior demolition. We actually received 4 bids, 4 very qualified bids from qualified companies, requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $51,616 for absolute demolition of the exterior.
Have a motion to approve the capital request of $51,616 for Beach Club exterior demolition. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All right, let's start to my immediate right. Monica.
Thanks. So the preferred staff recommended contractor was My Hands Handyman.
No, that's the next one. We're doing exterior.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Up there.
Exterior, so it winded up being absolute demolition. We've worked with them before. They worked with us. They did this building.
Okay,
And they've done other work and, yeah.
thank you. My mistake.
No, it's the next one. Give it away.
Elaine
question.
had a question.
Speaking with a lot of people in the community, they're very excited about this. It's the oldest building, it was the first building here for Ocean Pines, and it's gotten the least amount of attention over the years. Being able to do this and then add what is going on upstairs too is really tremendous, and people are very, very happy about it from what I hear.
Great to hear.
Seeing no further question, I'll call a question. All in favor, say aye. Any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you. Next.
Okay, so this is the last one. Beach Club. Beach Club interior demolition. Requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $49,957 for My Hands Handyman. As you know, he's the gentleman who built our tiki kitchen.
Have
He
a
he was the lowest bidder at it. Right.
Yep. Have a motion to approve the request of $40,957 for Beach Club interior demolition. Do I have a second? Any discussion?
More of a comment. I suspect this was on purpose, but I like the idea that you have 2 different contractors doing the inside and the outside. So that it seems like, for Absolute doing both might strap their resources. So I think this is, whether intentional or not, I think this was a wise decision to split that work.
Seeing no further discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Any opposition? That motion passes. Thank you. Move on to CPI violations.
Okay, all these have had their first and second notice per resolution MO1. No hearing was requested and violation continues. We're making the recommendation to forward the violation to legal and suspend voting and amenity rights.
Thank
Nine-
you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. 19 Pinehurst Road, 141 Teal Circle, 762 Ocean Parkway, 37 Liberty Street, and 943 Yacht Club Drive.
I have a motion to move the legal for processing and to suspend amenity and voting rights for these properties. Motion? Second? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Question on, because I've rarely seen this on the Yacht Club Drive lot. It's actually in my neighborhood. We have a secondary HOA. I wonder, if we're working on something with that too. I don't know what the problem.
I'll
is.
see if CPI has contacted the secondary HOA. This was
Okay.
actually picked up on a resale. We've had no notification or no response from the actual owners.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So I'll find out that from Dave, who's our guy over there too, to see what's going on that he might know.
Seeing no further discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you. Move. There is no unfinished business. New business, there is none, right? I'm looking at you, Elaine. Yeah, good neighbors, no. We're moving that out. Yep. No appointments. Moving on to the adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second, all in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.